Hey everybody, Everyday Peter here, talking about my top 5 games of 2017. Today is all about number 4, Destiny 2. It's the only game on the list that I actually played in 2017 that is from 2017. Actually, I ended up buying it day one, purely on a whim. I just got really, I got into the hype probably like the night before, and I was like, I need to get in on this since it's an online game. I'm worried about the community not being there. After a little while, which seems to have been a little bit true, at least, as of right now it's kind of really died down until the next expansion set. I had a lot of thought about whether I wanted this game on this list or not, just because it's sort of like I really was into it, and then it sort of died down, and I haven't really, I thought about it here and there, but not too much. And then I reminded myself, hey, this is all you played for 2 months. I don't know, just like 2 solid months. I probably played at least 2 hours a day. I got 3 characters to, level 300 plus. Now, I was a fan of the first game. I got into it really late. I think it was right before Taken King, and I just absolutely adored it. 2 had a better start. You can't really disagree with that. I think they learned a lot from where Destiny 1 started from and came to. I think they really took those considerations in. There is still some stuff that they were missing from the beginning, but I think, it seems like they're still growing. I hope that they take what they did with Destiny 1 and just, trying to continually build and make something better, and that they really do apply that to Destiny 2. Ultimately, I will probably go back to it at some point. I just got other things that I want to play and focus on that is really just taking up my time. The reason why I love this game so much is centered on a lot of the atmosphere of the game. The guns feel just absolutely fantastic. I haven't played a game in quite a while where the guns feel and sound just so nicely, so crisply. You know exactly what's being shot at, and you can feel the impact that enemies take. Just the sound of a fallen getting shot in the head and having their head exploded is still like a gasket opening up, which is just has a beautiful sound to my ears. Exploring the worlds themselves is just a lot. That's not something that I did in the first Destiny. It's something that I really loved doing in the second one. I really like how each island, each planet had its own feel and had its own design and its own sort of color scheme, and that doing challenges and doing events were just like a very nice additive to these environments. This is some of the best multiplayer I've had in a long time, but this, I played with a whole different group of people in Destiny 2 and just had a lot of fun going through PvP as well as just PvE events. I actually made friends with people who I didn't know in real life for the first time in about 10 years since I was playing Halo 3. Now, I know this is an issue for a lot of people, but I really did enjoy the grind. I thought the grind for items and everything, it was at least like quick enough. It probably has something like a gambling effect to it, let's be honest, like loot boxes and all of that, where I can do, well, I think that's kind of what they sort of had a remix of it, because there was a limit to the things I could do each week that would guarantee me the best loot. So once I had done like the 7 weekly refresh items, I was done with that character for the week, or I can just go play a different video game for the next 3 or 4 days, because I've done everything that I needed to do. And making it enjoyable to do those items, that it never really felt like a drag, or if anything did feel like a drag, I was done with it in 5-10 minutes. It didn't go longer than it needed to be. Destiny 2, I feel, was on like a lot of people's lists. Both Russ and Griffin on Polygon put it in their top 5. Also very similar lists, but I think that it rightly deserves to be at least on mine at number 4, simply because of the amount of time I did spend on it. I do realize I still wish there was a bit more of a story to it. I think there were things, you know, it was a little bit more accessible, and there weren't grimoire cards. I could scan things in the environment and get a larger picture. I really did like the little Easter eggs. There's mention of Hyperion, which is a Borderlands reference. But what about you? Did you play Destiny 2? What are your thoughts? Are you going to come back to it in the future or anything? I think I definitely am, just because of how much I enjoyed it before. Please hit me up in those comments with your thoughts, and as always, please subscribe.